Hi, this is Lee Ellis with another installment of Leading with Honor Coaching. You know, this has been a unique time in our history, working remotely, isolated in many cases. But I went through this, I think you know, as a young man at age 24 when I was shot down and captured and held as a prisoner of war in North Vietnam. Their goal was to isolate us because if they could isolate us, we would not have cohesion. Team cohesion is very important. More than that, they could demoralize us. And that was their goal every day, was to demoralize us so that our spirit would be broken, so they could get us one way or the other to collaborate with them and give them information. But more importantly, they wanted us to collaborate in making anti-war propaganda. That was the number one goal, because that was how they were going to win the war, was to defeat us on the streets of the USA. They wanted pilots to say the bombing was wrong, that we were doing war crimes and many other things that would be to their advantage, which were not true. So that was our battle. But by isolating us, they could try to keep us from being a military team or a team in general and working together and give us that feeling of being alone. So I know what that's like. And I know how it's a battle to overcome that. But what we learned there was we had to stay connected, and we would take great risks to connect with our teammates, our buddies, people we hadn't known before, but they'd worn the uniform of the United States government, and they were our teammates, and we were going to make sure that we connected with them. You know, recently I've been doing some webinars, and some of the keynote speaking that I normally do has been interrupted and been postponed. So we're doing some webinars for our clients. And one 2 weeks ago, we had 110 or so people on the webinar, and we had a poll question. The poll question asked the audience, the first question asked the audience, from a professional perspective, what has been your biggest challenge? Is it leadership? I mean, the answers were a little bit more in depth, but basically, is it your leadership? Is it communication? Is it teamwork? And one of the questions, though, one of the answers was camaraderie. Miss being with my teammates. By a large majority, that was the one that was the strongest. It was that connection with their teammates, their buddies, their trusted acquaintances that they saw as friends, but also had this mutual shared mission. They were working together. That was by far the strongest one, which really caught my attention and reminded me back to the POW situation where camaraderie was so important there, and our bonds are still very strong. So today, I wanted to share with you something's kind of come to me through that reflection and through some experiences and some readings I've done in the last few days that might be helpful for you during this time that we're going through. I think it's been helpful for me. I've been reflecting on it and trying to act on it. I'm a person who likes kind of a game plan and by the numbers. This is not by the numbers, but it's by the letters. It's care, C-A-R-E. We need to care about each other, and we need to be proactive about doing that. And here's how. First of all, C, connect. Connect and communicate is so important, and we're going to have to be proactive to reach out and connect. And our goal in connecting is not only for the mission, yes, we have to keep that going, but it's also to connect with the heart. And that is going to require some other things that we're going to share as we go through the C-A-R-E. The A is to affirm. There's nothing more valuable in a relationship to a person on the receiving end than being affirmed, because we all want to feel valued. We want to know that we're important, that we're contributing, that we make a difference, that we count. And when you affirm someone, they definitely feel that way. So being intentional to affirm our teammates is going to be very important. For the R, the word that came to me right away was regard. To hold someone in high regard and to be able to communicate that not only from a cognitive, logical perspective, but especially from an emotional perspective. Your affect of the way you talk and the way you relate to them, if you're on Zoom or Skype or somewhere where you're FaceTime, where you're visually seeing each other, so that your facial expressions and your tone of voice are showing the person that you hold them in high regard, that they're important. And for the E, we want to encourage. We all want to be encouraged. Letting a person know that they're valuable, that we care about them, that they have great talents, that we appreciate their effort. We're just glad that they're on our team. Those are the kind of things that encourage people. Well, you can see how powerful this is, and even more so if you'll reflect back upon your time in the past, maybe when you were growing up, maybe when you were in college, somewhere along the way, maybe in your early work experience, someone has taken an interest in you and they've cared about you. They connected with your heart by seeing in you something special and letting you know that they saw a great future for you. Did they see exactly how it's going to play out? No, but they just communicated that you were valuable and important. That's caring, and that's so vital to each one of us, and especially at a time when we're kind of isolated and alone. So there you have it, folks. Care, C-A-R-E. We want to connect, we want to affirm, we want to regard, esteem. That word, look it up. It means to esteem and to show someone that they're important. That regard. We say best regards, warm regards. We hold someone in high regard. And that's the message we want to go out. And then E, to encourage. There you have it. You can do it. And what we'd really like to hear is your experience in doing this. You can comment during this video, but especially online. We have a monthly blog that goes with this coaching video. Check it out and let's hear from you. Well, there we go. Care and God bless.